Summertime water hose. Have you ever was one of those people that in the summertime you use the sprinkler to stay cool? You drunk water out of it, you washed the car out of it, you took a little spring water with it. Now, granted, you got to pay that water bill, but oh, buddy, messing with that water hose, watering the leaves and the flowers and the azaleas, and then turn around and sprinkling it on you, that was definitely the hit, though. There was nothing like a nice water hose where it was extended. That was like having a cordless telephone. You had that hose that could go all the way out and turn the sprinklers on, and it just hit a certain way. You know, it's funny how things like that is things that create memories that last so long. You know, the extended water hose. That was a lot of fun. Jumping jacks with it, double dutch with it, playing ball with it, just having fun with it, sprinkling fun, the sidewalks, just the things that you do. So often than not, it's just the little simple things that go a long way that create a lifetime of memories. And this was one of them, you know, just thinking about having that fun with just using it. And, you just wanted to, you were going to hear it, but it was fun. You clean up the sidewalk, you know, you drinking the water too. Remember we playing ball and that water hose just happened to hit. That flow would hit. Sometimes the water hose would be on real cold, you know. But it was always something about that extended green water hose that you could just swirl it around, you know, and it went a lot of fun. It was playing in it, you know. It was just sprinkling and just playing with the water, you know. It was just a fun time, and it's just simplistic stuff that just kind of resonates. It just takes you back to a more, I don't know if I want to say innocent time, but let's just say a time where you could be more carefree. You didn't have to do as much as you end up having to do. So just thinking about it was just like really, the end all be all for what it was. So I just thought I would kind of like, reminiscing about that. Sometimes you just have those moments when you kind of reminiscing and some people say you're romanticizing, but it's one of those things that kind of makes you remember where you were, what you were doing, and the water hose was a lot of fun. Nighttime water hose was fun too, because if it was hot out, you were just out there just sprinkling and you were running and screaming, it just the kind of stuff that just brings out the excitement in you, you just kind of remember it and you got a big old Chuck E. Cheese grin on your face by it because you're like, yeah, I remember where I was. I remember what I was doing. It just puts you in a certain frame of mood, certain feeling. So I can definitely vibe to that without a doubt. I can definitely, co-sign that because it's one of those thoughts and times where it was like, yo, it's too good to be true. And sometimes it was too good to be true because you just didn't want it to end. And then ain't it funny how like once the weather goes down and it just comes leaf season, you don't even think about no water hose and all that. But oh buddy, when the spring kicks in and the summer especially kicks in, especially in the middle of the summer, you get to that particular point, yeah, that water hose hits. You're lounging, you're doing all kinds of things. We had a lot of splash fights with the water hose. Just a lot of fun with it. It was just something that just it became front and center. So this is just appreciation having water hose memories and moments. Let me know if you ever did experience it though. Please hit like, subscribe, work on thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. Share it if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.